Hi, I'm Linda Vernon-Scholl, physical therapist with the University of Utah Health and with Ski Utah. Today, we're going to have Bodhi help us learn some exercises on how to get onto the slopes we can ski and snowboard this season. To get warmed up, we need to get our heart rate going. So we're going to start off with some high knees. Bodhi, you ready? Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's get those high knees going and start running in place with those knees. I need to see you jumping a little faster. There you go. Get those knees up. Keep them going. Good. So he's doing a good job getting his heart rate going, and then we're going to make him make his knees a little higher. Get both hands higher. Can you get your knees up there higher? Holy cow. That's awesome. Great. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want, but keep those hands up. And maybe you're walking like this, or maybe you're running like Bodhi. Another exercise to get warmed up is leg swings. So Bodhi, I'm going to have you do this, putting your hands out to the side, one leg standing, and let's swing your leg forward and back. So with leg swings here, you can see how well he has to work, getting his balance going, standing on one leg. He's getting his leg to swing forward and back to open up his hip. He's not losing balance, and he's staying pretty focused. And he can switch to the other side, making sure you get both hips going. So Bodhi, let's have you switch legs. Good job. So here, he's doing a great job keeping his chest up and moving that hip a lot. After he's done both sides, where he feels pretty loosened up in those hip muscles, we're going to go ahead and try and go side to side. So Bodhi, stand on one leg for me, and we're going to see with those hands out to the side. Now, this probably is a little harder, but look at how good Bodhi's doing. He's standing tall on one leg. He's kind of like straight all the way through here, right? And that leg is going across the body and out. It's really good to open up those hips inside and outside of the hip. The last warm-up exercise is a banana roll, and it's a lot of fun. It's going to really engage those core muscles and the back muscles and get a bunch of those things that are really good to keep you strong when you're on the slopes. We've got Bodhi on the floor here. He's getting ready, and he's going to go ahead and lie down and put his arms way over his head, and he's going to try and lift his feet up off the ground. While he's doing that, he's going to really try and press his lower back into the ground, and then here's the trickier part. He's going to roll over. I want you to go all the way over. Now don't let your legs and hands touch the ground. Go all the way over to your back again. Keep those feet and legs and hands up, and then he'll roll back again. And all the way to your back, all the way to your back. Oh, that's so good. Now take a small break. Now that we're all warmed up, we want to be able to start getting our muscles strong so that we can get some strength for the hills, so that we can be on the ski or the snowboard and have no trouble, making sure that we are strong enough to tackle the mountain. And it's not just getting our gear and moving to the slopes, but getting our muscles ready. So we're going to go ahead and start with a squat. So we're going to make sure that our knees are right over our ankles when we're sitting. We're going to make sure that our hips and our feet are right over each other, and we're going to make sure that our backside goes back to the chair. And after we do about 5 or 6 of them, I bet we're pretty tired, but guess what? I'd like you to do more like 10 or 15 to get warmed up. And you can take it really slow, or you can go fast. Again, making sure those knees are right over so that you don't fall in this way and that they don't go too far out. And you don't have your feet super far apart so that they don't fall in here, because that's going to be bad for skiing. And snowboarding, we want to make sure that you're right here over your ankles and your buttocks are behind you. So squatting is great for so many things, not just snow sports. So we'll work on those a lot. Great, our next exercise is a split squat. And a split squat is great because you learn how to do a squat on one leg, you get a little bit of balance going, you get both legs working. It's a really excellent exercise. So what we're going to do here, Bodhi, is I'm going to have you stick one leg behind you on the chair. Can you do that for me? If you don't have a chair, you can always use a curb, or even just sitting your foot behind you works out too. And in this situation, you're going to probably take a small hop forward. I'm going to perfect. And here with the weight kind of evenly on both feet, you're going to go ahead and sit your buttocks back towards the chair, pretending that you have your knees stuck from here below in cement and it's not going to move. So I'm going to hold my hand here to give Bodhi his sense of cement. Go ahead and try and squat back for me there. Oh, that looks great. Do you see how well your chest was up and you're looking straight forward, not worrying about your knee? Try about 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, and as deep as you go, the more work it's going to be. And if you're having a hard time with your balance, you can keep your hands out to the side, or you can put your hands on the hips. Another important muscle we need to use for skiing and snowboarding or other winter sport activities are our calf muscles, these muscles right here. It really helps us to have strong balance and control when we're on a slope. So what I want Bodhi to do is to help me here. We're going to go up on our tiptoes. Can you go up on your tiptoes? Nice work. when you're going up on your tiptoes and you're trying to use that as strengthening, you can do a couple repetitions as we're talking here. But I really want to make sure that you're going up onto your tiptoes so that you're not really having your heels go out and your heels don't come in and your ankles don't fall. So really try and think about your head going straight to the ceiling. I want to make sure you can go both forward and backwards. So I want to know if you can go up on your tiptoes and then lift your toes up and then come back to your tiptoes and then heels up and toes up. Back and forth like that. Just imagine how great your balance will be if you can practice that really well. One of the things we want to make sure is that we're not really sticking our bum up and really getting a lot of stuff going. We want this to happen right at our feet and our ankles with a little bit of work through our hips. That'll help us in a lot of skiing and snowboarding stuff, so we'll keep working on it. When you're skiing or snowboarding, you need coordination. And a great thing to work on coordination is to separate your upper body and your lower body. So we're going to try a grapevine or karaoke or whatever you want to call it, but we're going to try this. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have Bodhi show us, starting by putting one foot behind and in front as we step to the side. So just go slowly and try it out. And then we'll come back the other direction, crossing over and crossing under as you go side to side. And after he feels comfortable putting one leg in front and one leg behind, he's going to try and pick up speed a little bit. He's got his hands out to the side to make sure he's balanced. His chest is up. He's looking forward. His feet are moving. They're trying to cross over in front and in back. Maybe not perfect every time, but that's the goal. All right. Our next exercise is a crab walk. Because oftentimes when you're on the snow, you really are on the snow. And so sometimes when you're down there and you've got a board or skis in front of you, it's hard to move around. So I'm going to have Bodhi here go ahead and get down on the ground. Great, and pretending this, exercise where he's got skis or snowboards, really hard to move around. So practicing a crab walk, which this is, where he can keep his backside up off the ground and kind of move around back and forth, will give him some of that strength as well as the mobility to move around when you're in that position. Lift your backside up even higher for me. That's even harder. It's a great thing to start working on those hamstrings, which are super important for snow sports to keep them from injury prevention there. Let's go ahead and have you stand up there, Bodhi. Nice work. For a challenge that's similar to being on snow, we can take some very simple items around the house, like some paper plates, and practice like if they are our snowboard or our skis. I'm going to start with a snowboard. Bodhi, will you hang on to these for just a minute? If I set the paper plate down like it's my snowboard and I put my foot on it like it's in my binding, I have to make sure that I have a pretend snowboard here, so I can't really put my foot here. If I want to push myself, I want to put my leg behind the snowboard, and I want to try and push myself to the side like I'm moving along in line as I get on the lift. Bodhi, do you want to try that? Good job putting your foot behind and keeping your toe forward. Those are great ways to work on it. Now let's put it on the other side, just in case you have the other foot as your strong side. Practicing like this helps you to get the movement down as well as the balance and coordination. Let's take it to skiing now. Does that sound okay? Great. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to have it just in front of us. So it's going to look a little bit like that. Right here. I'll show you. Here, you can get behind me and practice, Bodhi. We're going to keep our foot straight forward and we're going to try and push this way. Again, straight line. Good. Let's go ahead and turn the other side and put the other foot on. And push this way. So whether you do both sides, it'll be important to try them both, all right? When you're on two skis, you also need to learn how to slow down. It's a quite simple movement. All you have to do is just open up your legs as your toes turn in. Try that again with me. Open up the backs of your skis and turn those toes in. Some other ways to move around when you have skis on is having your feet out like this a little bit, herringbone. So let's try and just walk around like that. Yep, just like that. Another way we can move is up a hill sideways like this, or just moving one direction or the other. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you have a good time learning all these exercises to get you ready for your field trip. We hope to see you out on the snow.